the first thing you need to do is make sure that the images that you are going to use are the correct size, and I'll just take the home as the example. So on the home page and on the detail pages, all the images should be 575 by 380 pixels. Then on the gallery page, these little guys here, they should be 125 pixels by 80 pixels. Okay, and that means that they'll all fit in nice and neatly and all line up correctly. So first of all, on the home page, if we go to the administration section, which is your website address /wp-login.php, or wp-admin will do it as well, and use the username and password I gave you. So this is the dashboard. Most of the stuff you can ignore. You can click these little buttons here and they'll just collapse, which is quite handy. And on the left hand side we have all the sections. So again, you can click these arrows and collapse them. Most of the things you won't need, except pages, links, which you can modify all the links that you have on the site. Probably not going to go into that often. Media is where all the images that you've uploaded to the site are kept, and posts are the blogs. So the two main sections are pages, which are all of these guys here, except this one, which is the blog. Okay, but for now we're just going to concentrate on the pages themselves. So if we click on pages, you can see here a list of all the pages that you have in your site. If it has an indent here, a little dash, it just means it's a sub page of gallery, and if it's got two, it's a sub page of primates. And so we can see here that orangutans, mountain gorillas, chimpanzees, snow monkeys and various monkeys are children of primates, and primates is also itself a child of gallery. Bears are just a child of the gallery here, so we can actually see this in action. So we have the gallery, primates, and then all these sub pages, and then these sub pages don't have any children themselves, but we can easily add them. So on the gallery page itself, actually sorry, we said we'd talk about the home page. So on the home page, click on edit here, and all you have to do on the home page is just add in your images one after the other. Be aware though that if we click on HTML over here and just look at the code, you just have to make sure that it starts with this line of code here and ends with this little snippet of code here. Okay, chances are you won't need to worry about that. You can just select an image and delete it, and select an image and press that if you want to delete it as well. If you want to add an image, all we do is just click to the right here and click on this button, add image, and we have the choice of selecting files from our own PC, so we can upload there, or alternatively any images that we've already uploaded into the system. So I have already added these guys in, and I could just click on media library, and I'll just click on primates 1, click show. For the home page, there's no need to worry about the description and the caption, although you can add them if you want for search engine optimization. No harm to add in alternative text. It just stays in the background of the code but helps Google index maybe what the image is about. Leave the alignment at none and the size at full size, and then just go and insert into post, and that gets dropped in immediately afterwards. When you're done, just click on update, and then that will happily refresh the page. So we should only see two images here blend from one into the other, and it should just go back to the orangutan. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that's all you have to do to manage images on the home page. Again, very important, just make sure that that little piece of code and that little piece of code remain in the page. You probably won't have to worry about it, but if for some reason on the home page the image this image and all the other ones just stack one on top of the other, you'll know that that little snippet of code is probably missing, and putting it back will solve the problem for you. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is on the pages, and it's the gallery. So we click on edit. Okay, this one is slightly different. Again, in the HTML, there's a small thing that you just have to remember, and it's just called class equals thumbnails. Okay, but all this page is a bulleted list. So here's our unordered bulleted list, and into each bulleted item goes a picture, and that's all that happens. So what I've done is I've just duplicated these images, but if we want to, and say for example I want to edit this one, so I can click on the image, I can go edit, and again, because the image is already in here, I see a slightly different window, but the same settings are there. The image title can be changed if we want, and the alternative text, I've got mountain gorillas here. This alternative text is very important. It's the text that will appear here, mountain gorillas. Okay, so the code in the background takes that text and then adds it to the image as a little overlay. Okay, so that's very, very important. If that's not there, you'll just end up with a black, empty, kind of semi-transparent box. Advanced settings. If you want, you can change the width and the height. Leave the CSS classes there, and leave the border and the horizontal space and all these other guys, because they're all being managed separately by my code in the background. Okay, so I'll just click on cancel. So say for example we want to add another image, so all I have to do is go to any of these bullet points here, get my cursor appearing, and just hit enter to create a new bullet point. And again, up here, add image. I'm going to choose my media library, and here are all the thumbnails that I've already added in, and so I will just add the shark. So show. My alternative text will be great white sharks. I don't know if all that's going to fit in the space that we have available to us. And again, alignment none, and size full size, and go insert into post. Actually, one other thing that we want to change is the link URL. By default, it links to the original source file of the image, but in our case what we wanted to do is we wanted to link to a specific page. So the page in question is, if we go to gallery, great white sharks, and we just copy this part here, so from the / gallery to the very end, we just copy that and we paste it into here. Okay, that's the page that we want the image to go to when we click on it. So obviously the page has to have been created first. So when we've pasted that in, we go insert into post, it appears there, and we click on update. Okay, now when I refresh the page on gallery, there we go, great white sharks appears, and the text actually does fit in, and it goes to the great white sharks page. Okay, so that's the only thing that you need to know about when adding images. Again, just make sure that they're set to the right size so they're cropped properly. You can resize them as you saw in the CMS by clicking on the image, clicking here and going to advanced settings and changing the width and the height. It's not a great idea because the file size remains the same, and the browser probably isn't going to do a great job of resizing the image. Much better to do it in the likes of Photoshop so the image stays as sharp as you possibly can have it. The next thing is adding and managing the pages themselves. So that was the gallery I showed you. Primates, I don't know what way you're going to do it, if you're going to have all your images here on primates, if you are actually going to split them down into the subheadings. If you aren't, then you can just click on these checkboxes here and go bulk actions, move to trash, and that will get rid of them, and it'll also get rid of them here. Okay, this sub menu will disappear. Okay, so for the moment I've just put all the images into the primates page. So we click on edit, and again this page here uses the same idea as the last one I showed you. It's a series of bullet points. In the HTML code here, it's got an ID called Galleria. That's the name of the plugin. So it's the only thing. If the slideshow isn't working for whatever reason, it may be because this ID was lost. Highly unlikely that you do it. The only chance maybe would be if you deleted all the bullet points at the same time and then started adding them back in again. So probably very little chance of that happening. If you're creating a new page, what I would suggest is that you simply select the code, go right click and go copy, and then go into your new page, say orangutans here, go edit, and where I've typed in content goes there. Click on HTML, delete that, and just go right click, paste, and then start from there. Just delete the images that you don't want. So you're just left with one bullet point, and then click on the insert image icon here and choose your file, either from your computer or if it's already uploaded from your media library. I'll show you how to pre-upload images because it can be a pain doing it this way, adding them one by one. There's a much quicker way that you can add them all at the same time. But for now I'll just choose the media library, and we will go with this one here, show. Again, alignment and full size, and go insert. And if I go update, so now if I go to my gallery primates orangutans, I'll only see one image. That's the one that I put in there. And that's as simple as it is to add images to the detail page. The last thing I need to show you is the blog, and blogs are managed up here in the posts panel. And to create a new blog post, just click on posts here. You can see the existing ones, click on add new, and go title, hello blog, and then blah blah blah, and click on publish. And now when we go to blog, we see our hello blog is up here, and click on the title and it goes into the main detail page of the blog itself. One other thing that I just want to show you as well is on the pages, and it's to create these nested pages. So if I go into primates, for example, over on the right hand side it asks you what the parent is. So for this particular page, the parent is gallery. If I wanted, I could make the parent blog, and if I did that and went update, you would see that primates goes into this subheading of blogs, and then obviously all its children go along with it as well, and it's taken away from the gallery. Okay, but that's obviously not where we want it, so we'll put it back to gallery and go update. And now primates is back in under the heading of gallery. Here's the library, and basically this just keeps a record of all the files that you have uploaded. So you can see all the images that I have here, and if I want to add new, I can select files, press the first file and hold down my shift key and click the bottom one, select all of those and go open. Clicking on an image will also allow me to add alternative text, captions, descriptions, etc. So that's about all that you need to know on a day-to-day basis. Obviously WordPress can do a lot more, but if you have any questions, just feel free to email me